Johnny Depp's team have continued to debunk statements made by Amber and her witnesses, and now they once again did that. Douglas Bania, Depp's expert witness, was brought back to the witness stand, this time in a quest to disprove Amber's expert witnesses and establish a strong argument that Adam Waldman's statement didn't affect or trigger the negative campaign against Amber on Twitter.
And the first thing that I noticed is 35% of the tweets were prior to the Waldman statements. So again, remember, my assignment is to determine if the Waldman statements are part of the tweets that Mr. Schnell analyzed. So obviously, if these tweets were prior to the Waldman statements, in no way could they have anything to do with the Waldman statements. So
how did Bania save Waldman? And how important was Bania's testimony to Johnny? Let's find out, okay? So Johnny's team decided to reinforce their expert witness in the person of Bania in order to contradict some statements made by Amber's expert witness, and by the looks of it, Johnny's team did a pretty good job. For example, let's watch how Depp's expert witness pointed out how Amber's expert witness actually agreed with Bania's opinion.
Did you hear Mr. Schnell testify that he agreed with your opinion in this case?
Yes.
And what's your understanding of the opinion that he agreed with?
Well, he agreed that he failed to link the spikes in the hashtags on Twitter to the Waldman statements.
Did he try to do that?
He tried to do that.
Because of this, Depp's people were able to successfully lay a solid foundation to prove that the claims regarding the Waldman statements are completely wrong. Depp's lawyer skillfully continued with her line of questioning and made Bania explain his analysis with regards to the timing of the Waldman statements and the negative tweets related to Amber. Again, Bania debunked Schnell's claims and Arnold's claims that Waldman's statement was the trigger of the negative tweets. Going more in depth, Bania was made to explain the graph which Schnell previously described in court.
Chose each 6 of these dates to go back in time to see what was the media talking about back then. You know, what was the general public being fed as it relates to Amber Heard back during those spikes. And what I found is none of them, well, actually I analyzed the top 3 search results because they represent 50 to 70% of what people click on. And I realized that none of them had anything to do with the Waldman statements.
In his statement, Depp's expert witness laid down how the spikes came about and how there was no chance for these spikes to be associated or triggered with the statements made by Waldman.
Well, he provided the correlation that the 4 hashtags, spike together. But again, the hashtags have nothing to do with the Waldman statements, and the facts that they're correlating or moving together is irrelevant to the case because the case is about the Waldman statements.
Talking more about the non-existing connection between the Waldman statements and Amber's negative tweets, Bania nitpicked Arnold's claims that Johnny is the main force behind Amber's losses and that the Aquaman star can collect damages from her ex-husband. Bania pointed out holes in Arnold's credibility as an expert. Continuing more about the matter, Bania reminded the court of how Arnold, who claims that she is an expert when it comes to linking damages to their origin, could not distinguish the word causation, making her analysis weightless.
And as a matter of fact, during Ms. Arnold's testimony yesterday, she didn't even know what causation was. She was asked, do you know the difference between causation and correlation? And she said that she's not a semantics expert. We're not talking about the words. When it comes to damages, you have to prove causation prior to calculating damages. So there is no causation that's proven here. Therefore, a damages analysis is not appropriate.
To seal the deal, Bania repeatedly mentioned how Schnell and Arnold failed to present evidence to support their claims.
Mr. Schnell provided no evidence of a correlation between the Waldman statements and the hashtags and the spikes of those hashtags on Twitter. Second, based on my internet and social media analytics investigation, I've concluded that the alleged comparable actors that Ms. Arnold came up with are not comparable with Ms. Heard. And then thirdly, Mr. Schnell and Ms. Arnold both failed to provide any evidence of a causation as it relates to the Waldman statements causing any economic harm to Ms. Heard.
which basically made their testimony groundless and baseless, which will surely hurt Amber's standing in this case. How about you? Do you think Bania successfully demolished Amber's expert witnesses, and did he just prove that Waldman's statements have absolutely nothing to do with her? Let us know in the comments below.